Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And today we're doing an unboxing and rambling about Trials of Tempus, a Dungeons and Dragons game from WizKids. I have my coffee, my knife. This is a new knife, but it's a little annoying because it has the little flick over here, but it doesn't actually, it's not a switchblade, which I like the, well, switchblade is actually not the correct term. It's not a spring-loaded blade. I like spring-loaded blades, they're fun. This one I have to like slowly, I like the fake, what do you call this again? The type of metal is called, oh my gosh, it is a steel thingy. Darn it. Now it's going to bother me. When you have a knife like this, Damascus steel. I like the fake Damascus steel. I'm assuming it's fake. It was a $12 knife. I assume it's fake. On Amazon, in usual, I like my knives. Whenever I lose one is code for forget to take it out of my pants pocket before I go through TSA, and then they ask me why I have a knife, and I'm like, you can have the knife. I don't need the knife. Don't worry, but it's all fine, officer. Whenever that happens, I go ahead and buy a new one. And when I say whenever, I mean that's happened 3 times to me. 3 times. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this. This is an unboxing and rambling. By the way, I will say, from all the knives I've ever bought, this one has the sharpest blade. So kudos to that. Like, you see how I mean, don't get me wrong, this is plastic. It should slide through, but the amount of times my knives do not slide through plastic, this is the best blade I have, I will say that. But, Dungeons & Dragons Trials of Tempus, this is an unboxing and rambling. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard! Hit that subscribe button, all those fun things. Check out the various fun things we have on the channel, from weekly live shows to top 10 lists, crowdfunding roundups, all those different things. And this is an unboxing and rambling, which means I'm going to partially talk about this game, Trials of Tempus, which I actually am excited for, reasonably excited for, with caveats, while also talking about whatever comes to mind, which may or may not include things like TSA knives confiscated at the airport. Although actually, before we dive into Trials of Tempus, let's quickly have a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by One Sharp Joe, who makes a ton of amazing inserts, boxes, component things, all these various things. I'll have a link down to a store down below, and I've talked about him before on this channel, about his products and stuff. I've showcased dozens of his things, including his most recent thing, which we actually have a promo code down below. I'll include this, but if you're looking for any component trays from his stuff over here, he has a ton of any orient these. These actually have to be oriented a certain way over here, but once you do, they click together nicely, the magnets align, the stars align, and you have your various component trays to hold whatever you want, including possibly getting things engraved, like over here, this kind of situation. So you can get whatever kind of situation you want as far as your ideal component tray holders. I'll have a link to these down below. You can take a look at these. But also, if this isn't quite as much your jam, we also have some other things, or we meaning he has a ton of things. A variety of board game inserts or boxes, things like this cool giant Marvel Champions case, which is chock full of tons of Marvel Champions. He has Marvel United, he has Marvel Champions, he has Lord of the Rings, he has the Arkham Horror the card game, any number of different things that may be something that you are interested in. So if you want to take a look, make sure to check out the link down below. I'll have a link with that. And with that, we have Trials of Tempus. This is a team-based game. Answer the call and fight for glory. A cooperative team-based game by Thor Kanai, Adam Crosso, and Kyle Newman. Ah, Thor Kanai. You see, I actually saw that. I saw that name on a YouTube comment, and now I know he's one of the designers of the game. You see, this game is in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. It's part of the WizKids line of games. They have a bunch of these games. This is the Super Deluxe version. I don't know if that's the name for it, but they basically have 2. It's probably Premium. Premium version, where I feel it's set on the back. One second. I feel like it's set on the back. It is the Premium Edition on the sleeve over there, which means the miniatures over here are pre-painted as opposed to just shaded. Meaning even the regular edition is shaded, which is good because these are expensive games. The MSRP, I believe, is $99.99 for the regular edition, which has like 25 miniatures, all pre-shaded, and the Premium Edition is $199.99 for those painted extras. And I saw a comment from Thor Kanai in a YouTube video clarifying that because some of the ways that WizKids does their D&D games is sometimes they use miniatures from existing lines and they're put into the games. And while that's true for the minions, it's not true for, I believe, the bosses and the adventurers. I think the mini bosses and the adventurers. Either way, let's go ahead and dive into it. Quick, just, showing you just basically what we're about to get into over here. But this is a team-based game that looks... I don't have a full idea of how this plays, but I feel it's kind of similar to, what Arena the Contest is doing, or any skirmish-based game. It's a bunch of skirmish situations. You're going to have a bunch of boards. We're going to go through the boards. We're going to take all this stuff out over here. We're going to go through the boards. We'll briefly take a look at the rulebook, show you all the fun things. Lots of space for cards over here, or tokens. I don't even know. We'll figure it all out. But we got these maps over here, which are all... This is garbage over there. And we got these, which... I'm trying to take this out without ruining the box because the way it's wrapped in plastic actually makes that fairly hard. But here are some of our maps that we're going to go ahead and dive into. Now again, look, it just slides through the plastic. Well, it did until I need to keep it distant there. Anyways, these are going to be a bunch of boards over here. I think there's a bunch of boards. It looks like there's a bunch of boards. Let's take a look at this in a second. We have our tokens and all those things, but this is a skirmish-based system. Now, team-based means you can play it with as few as 2 players, each player controlling a team, or you can control as many as 8 players, each player controlling a character. So you can do whatever you want over there. But here we got our punch boards, which is going to be obviously the least interesting part of this video. Not because it's not interesting, in fact, it's fairly colorful. I like the extra level of putting that color there. I don't know why, it just makes the punch board. Oh, look at that. Now we have blue and red and green. What is up with this? Why is it so colorful? Is there a reason for it? Is like the back of the tokens a different color? No. That's just them being colorful. I like it though. I like it. We'll punch all these things out later. We'll go through it all, but we got HP, so whatever these scrolls do, various tokens that do look like there's a degree of commonality. So we got more of these scratch thingies. We got something like moon. These must be some animal tokens or mini boss tokens. We have our various tokens down here that are different. Some of these, which I guess are maybe team-based rulers, but we only have 2 of them. I guess there's only 2 teams, aren't there? I mean, it's a team-based game, so that makes sense. Over here, is it a ruler? I don't know what it is. It must be something. We have these little hexes, which will go around players. That's what we actually do have the color, but I think this is a punch board. I mean, I think this gets punched out. I think you only want the middle ring over there. More HP of different things, more tokens. Again, just general HP, rings, all these fun things. Nothing crazy over here. This is punch board. I didn't expect anything crazy. But that's probably more time than I spend on most punch boards in games. But anyways, this is a team-based system. I'll show you the boards in a second. We'll obviously show you the miniatures, some of the cards, go through all that. But let's take a look at the rulebook. Now, here's the part. I'm excited about this game because I think it does lean into genres and board games that I like. And obviously, you know, pre-printed miniatures and all those things. Those are nice. Depends on how much I like the minis. I don't know yet. I haven't looked in detail. But I will say that it's also facing off against competition. Skirmish games are common, and I have many that I already like. I like Arena of the Contest, although I play that more cooperatively than competitively. Although theoretically, the competitive version of this game is not that dissimilar to Arena of the Contest, especially when you take into account the player count. I like Super Dungeon Explorer. I like, what's the other game? Sky Tier Horde. Nope, not that one. Don't know why I said that. God Tier. I got confused by the tier. The word tier threw me off. But God Tier, I like God Tier a lot. I have skirmish-based systems, and the question is, will this do enough to stand out? Will it be either simple enough, or rewarding enough, or engaging enough in the combination, like that little line chart of how simple and versus engaging something is? If it's too complicated and not rewarding enough, that's bad. If it's too simple, not rewarding enough, that's bad. It needs to be like a good line of how simple and rewarding the game is. Either way, Trials of Tempus over here, we got the introduction, the game objective, WizKids, 120 minutes. It says rated as a 2-hour game. We'll see how that goes. Those times of how long a game box says a game is, they vary so drastically, it's almost meaningless. It gives you like a vague range. Like you tell me 2 hours, and I assume this game is somewhere between 90 minutes and 3 hours. So I have a gauge. I have some sort of gauge. I'd be surprised if I got it done faster than 90, and I'd be surprised if it took more than 3 hours. Anything within that range, and it could be. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and keep going through this. We got our components over here. We have our overall setup, so that's going to give you a quick idea of, setup, which is quick and great, awesome. More setup. This is still stuff to go through setup. It is stuff that you have to read, but it's not yet processing. This is like maintenance, so it's not yet in the understanding how to play situation. Place our entry portal, Ancient Temple recommended setup. I'm intrigued by this. I'm very intrigued by this. This looks cool. And then over here, Frostman's recommended setup, and then the gameplay starts on page 11. So you're only actually reading rules on page 11, which makes this fairly absorbable as far as, like, it's not a long rule book. So we have 11, we have the event phase, the initiative phase, the turn phase, the actions, chains, combat and attack damage. This looks cool. Resolving attacks, hit points. We have earning victory points, loot, monsters, events. There's going to be, I know there's like all these events that will throw into the gameplay and give you different things to go for. Defeat 11 to 23. So, we're talking about 12 pages with a glossary, with an index, 12 pages, actually more of a glossary than an index. We have 12 pages of rules to comprehend in here, which is not bad. Setup is something you have to go through, obviously, but I can work with 12 pages. It's significantly easier than working with like 80 pages, which is something I do have to do at times, and this does not have that. Now, I wonder how many boards we do have here as far as the general sizing of the board. Do we have 1 map, 2 maps? It looks like it's got to be at least 2 maps. Are these even maps? Like, are these, they're these. Interesting. 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 I wonder why that is. Why is it that they have this? I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe there's a reason. But why do they not have like a board where you just flip it open? They literally have disconnected boards over here. So we're going to have to go ahead and construct this for you. I'm going to do the greenery side because I think it's cooler. But we're going to go ahead and construct this board over here, putting it into play to whatever degree we can. It's not going to fit totally on the screen, but we'll do the best we can. So we got this over here. I don't know where it goes. This has probably got a good note. This can't go over here. That doesn't make sense at all. It's going to have to go down here, I guess, but it doesn't. Nope, it's going to go over here, up here. There we go. We made it work. We made it work. We have this down here, which has got to go over here. This is annoying, actually. I do not love the fact that they did this. Like, you can figure it out. Is it because it's rotatable? I don't think so. Like, if it's a reason to adjust it, I get it, but I don't think there's a reason to adjust it. I think we're just trying to build out a giant construct of a map over here, placing this into play, putting this down here, at which point we're going to have to shift this down because, you know, we're going to have to... This just feels... I'm not in love with this game choice, with this design decision. I'm not in love with it at all. Because now you have to kind of, like, remember how the boards are stacked, and it's not the hardest to figure out, I'll give them that. It's not the hardest, but nor is it the easiest. And now we just have this over here, although I do like how it's... If we just push it a drop more, there we go. Now we got the entire area situated on our top camera. We're going to grab these other ones over here and remove them. And it's going to be confusing later when we put them back because I didn't do it properly. See, this is the problem. Now you need to remember, this goes over here, this goes over here, this goes over here. That's going to be annoying. Anyways, we'll deal with that. But that, I don't love this. I don't know why they didn't just do a 9 fold-out map. I mean, you could tier maps, and I guess it avoids the problem. If you pre-tier it, it avoids the problem that you tier it, but it leads to more maintenance along the way. Do not love that design choice over there, Wizards. Anyways, let's keep on moving. So, I think it's time to go into miniatures now or miniatures last? Miniatures last, I agree. So, we got our bard, we got our dice, we got more salt packets, I'll eat that later. We got these over here, young boys and girls. For those of you watching the video, I need to remember that I say things casually sometimes. And if I say things casually, like I will eat those salt packs, do not eat the salt packs. That's not good for you. Whatever it's called again. What is it called again? The silica gel. Do not eat silica gel. It is not healthy in any way, shape, or form. And when I casually make jokes on the internet, assuming everyone knows what's up, sometimes people don't know what's up. Sometimes people don't. Last week, I made a joke. I was doing my 2 back or not to back, and I saw Steve Irwin. Is it Irwin? But I saw the Crocodile Hunter. I saw him as a promo kind of art bit. And I was like, oh, who's this guy? Because in my mind, everyone on planet Earth knows who Steve Irwin is. Obviously, that's not true, but like in my head, that's true. And so it was such an obvious joke. And I got like 17 comments from people who were like, that's Steve Irwin. Like, they were helpful comments. They weren't like mean, they were helpful comments. I just forgot that sometimes sarcasm is not clear. So when I say I'm eating the silica pack later, I think it's worth clarifying because some of you, particularly if there's anyone young watching this video, because, you know, you just went out, you watched the D&D movie, you hopped onto the internet, and you're like, I want to see the D&D movie. So you typed in D&D, and somehow the YouTube algorithm screwed up, did not deliver you the video you wanted, and instead delivered you to this video where you are now watching an adult male play with toys, which is your life 20 years from now, so, like, get used to it. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this more. We have more stuff over here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We got cards and stuff. And again, I saw miniatures. I saw the map. I saw the overall like gameplay. These cards, the player cards I'm going to show you in a second. I saw those. I've seen enough of this to know that I am interested in whatever's happening here. Will it stand up? Don't know. Will I be diving into it? Hell to the yes, I will. I'm interested in playing this game, and with only 12 pages of rules, which only is a relative term, again, adult male playing with toys, a 12-page rule book is a breath of fresh air compared to some of the things I have to read. I have rule books to read. And it is a process sometimes. Okay, don't, no, I dinged the card. I need to remember to, like, sometimes I pull a little hard on those plastics things. I know they have little tears on them, but I actually don't like using the tears. I find sometimes the tears will actually tear the side of the card a bit, and so I solve that problem by tearing the top of the card instead. Much better. Much better. So, what do we got here? We got cards, we got dice, we got dice and dice. I mean, there's dice. They're just dice. Are they even 20-sided dice? Let's find out. Well, I didn't roll 20, so they must not be 20-sided dice. Let's roll until we get a 20. Okay, we got 19. Oh, whoa! Look at that. 20 and 19. That's a good roll. Although it's on opposing teams. So, you know, got the 20 facing off the 19, the 5 facing off against 7. Red clearly won that round, and red won. That's a game. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put these back in over here. Locking those dice in. They don't feel particularly fancy, but that's okay. I have plenty of 20-sided dice to keep me feeling fancy with different things. Now, we have our characters over here. These are going to be like the 16 characters you have over here. I assume 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I assume 16. I have no idea why. I said it plays with 8 players, and then I doubled it because of teams. So that's just a magical thing. They're not double-sided over here, but we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But not really 12, because these are actually the bosses. So we have 4 bosses, mini-bosses, and then we have 8 characters. And you're going to make them up into teams one way or another. We have our Bard. Recommended build, College of Lore, Bonnie, associated tokens, interaction. Once in a turn, give an ally advantage on a skill roll. Discard a card to play this ability when an ally declares a skill action. HP 30. This is tracking your individual HP as you go, I assume. Cleric. Recommended build, Life Domain, Udayan. Once in a turn, heal an ally for 5. Discard a card to play this ability during that ally's turn. So we got a fighter, we have the monk, we have the paladin, we have the ranger, we have the rogue, we have the wizard. Why is there no owlbear? There's no owlbear character. What? Why is there no owlbear character here? There's no... That's so disappointing. I know that owlbear is not actually a class. I do know that. I'm just messing with you. But anyways, past that, and this, I don't even know if this is D&D inspired, because isn't a druid a class? Isn't that the case? Because that, now I'm being serious. Okay, the owlbear is joking. But isn't druid a class? Isn't the owlbear from a druid, and there's no druid here? So I'm not sure. Now this is where I'm genuinely ignorant, not pretending to be ignorant. This, I really just don't know. I know it's confusing, because sometimes I pretend to be an idiot, other times I am an idiot. It's not always entirely clear. Anyways, I use the word anyways way too many times in a video. I find that it's a good transition word, but then I overuse it, so... Anyways. That one was intentional. But I'll try not to use the rest of this video. So, we have collect artifacts over here. This is going to be a very... So these are some of the goals you're going to have in place, I believe. The quests you have in play that give you something to focus on. Monster Slayer. Deliver the last hits on monsters. The damage that defeats the monster is the last hit. You have to get 10 last hits, 2 last hits, 5 last hits. Read the runes. Put 3 altars into play. So I like how this gives you variable goals to focus on. One thing I've always said... Oh, we have a bugbear! Bugbear, no owlbear, but we got a bugbear here. Okay, see that over there? It's awesome, perfect. We'll go through some more stuff in a second. One thing I've always said about skirmish games is when it's just about hitting the other person to death, I find them less interesting, which is ironic because Snare Adventure is one of my favorite games of all time, is about hitting the other person to death. That said, I don't actually play the skirmish mode, I play the cooperative mode, so kind of different. But in general, I like it when there's some degree of nuance to what's happening on the table around you. What are you doing as opposed to just hitting the other person to death? Give me an objective, give me something to vie for, and then also... let's hit each other to death. That should be an also, not the main focus. So, bugbear, goblin, let's put these around over here. Goblins, kobolds, ankeg, bullazoo, ogre, order of play cards over here. We got some, what are these? A new quest. What is this? What is this? It's an event? An event! The new quest. Draw a 4th quest card and put it into play. The quest is active for the rest of the game and progress is tracked from this point onwards. That's fun. No attacks may be played this round. Monsters skip their turn. A time for war. All attacks are made with advantage. I like this. I like this. I like this idea. This is like, all heroes gain advantage on all skill rolls in the round. Each monster camp activates this turn if they have a line of sight to a hero. I like this. I like this game. I mean, I don't know if I like this game, but... Tactical insight. Each player may put 2 cards of their choice into their hand from the discard pile or draw deck. I like this game. I like it. I like it. I don't know if I will like it, but I currently like it. There's lots of fun stuff happening. There's things happening to make it more than the norm, to make it more than just whatever. Now, over here, we have loot cards over here. We have Adamantian War Crown. Critical hits against you are not critical hits. Deal no extra damage and trigger no related effects. So that 20 was a waste over there. Bag of Holding. You have no maximum hand side. Circular of Blasting, Dragon Scale Armor, Elven Chainmail, Enchantment, your primary attacks gain +1 to attack rolls and +1 to this. Flame Tongue, Focus Gem, gain +1 to spell attack rolls. Gauntlets of Ogre Power, gain +2 to athletics rolls. This sounds, I like the game. Maybe this will make me play D&D one day, because it feels, if you're a D&D player, this feels like it's leaning into D&D, right? It feels, I'm not a D&D player, but like the words being used feel like they're D&D words. We got player over here. I played like 1 role-playing game, 2 role-playing games. The other one was a very, very long time ago. But it looks like we have the actual cards from the individual characters. So we have Move, Rogue, Feature. So here are the individual character cards. These are the things you're drawing into your hand when you draw that Tactical Insight card. You may move +4 spaces this turn. This is Chain. Chain. Does chain mean I could do more stuff together? I don't know what that means. You may move +4 spaces. Action, move and attack. We have a Sidestep. Play after an attack against you is resolved. You may immediately move up to 2 spaces. Sneak attack, chain damage. If your weapon attack hits a target that's not yet taken its turn this round, or if that is adjacent to an opponent, deal +5. These are going to be the individual cards. Assassin, I like assassins. Play immediately after initiative is rolled, gain +10 initiative this turn, you win ties. This is fun. I'm liking this. I don't know if I'll like the actual game, but I'm liking the cards over here. Tongues. All allies gain advantage on knowledge and savvy rolls while the spell lasts. Common inspiration. Give all allies adjacent to opponents an inspiration token. That's the bard. Okay, here's the deal. I'm conflicted, because here's why I'm conflicted. I think Wizards of the Coast puts out... We got more cards. Where does this leave off? That's the Rogue. Okay, so we need to put this over here like so. There's some more cards over here. I think I did it correctly. Yeah, not sure. We got more player cards, so they really have to be distributed anyway. We have the subclass. Subclasses. Cleric, Life Domain. What is up with this? Primary. We got more cards over here. We got skills. Skills gains. Character arena. Crossbow attack. Okay, here's the deal, which I already said. But we're about to go to the miniatures in a second, because I think we're all done with everything else. We've gone through the cards, we've gone through the characters. The only thing we have left is the miniatures. But here's the situation at the moment. The situation at the moment is as follows. First of all, I clearly put these cards in a way that I don't like right now one bit, so I'm going to take these out. Give me a second to take these out over here. This worked great when we had the cards in shrink. It doesn't work great when we don't have the cards in shrink, so give me a second here. But I don't know... These cards should go here, yeah. I don't know if I will like this game or not, but the game looks like it's my jam. It does. I'm very excited to play this game. I'm hoping I like it. It seems like it will give me a fun puzzle of just a lot of stuff that's happening. Is that my phone? I thought I muted my phone. I could have sworn I muted my phone, but I guess not. Okay, we need our player cards over here. Do we have player cards? We have too many player cards. I don't know how I'm going to put these in here. You know what? We're going to have to get the punch boards over here because I think we have to put some tokens down. If I grab these tokens here, bear with me while I talk to you. We got those, and then these. I'm not talking to you anymore. I stopped already. These ones over here because I think these go down there, and this will give me that degree of heft over here. There we go. Now that, that got a little bit of a tear over there. We got our 50 HP tokens, which we already wrecked a bit. Over here. We got 2 of those, it looks like. Those go next to it, and that should level out the playing field a bit, while also providing, what kind of player card do we have here? We got primary. Sorry, give me a second. We got loot. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no. We got a player card. Martial monk. Martial monk. Martial monk. Nope, I don't think any clear way to do this, so we're just going to put these in over here and just deal with it. At least they are now sticking. I don't want to ruin anything. I like the game. I like the game. I don't know the game. I might like the game. So, I am excited to dive into this game because it looks fun. What does that mean? It just means it looks fun. We're going to show you the finishers in a second. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I don't know if it will be for me or not. I do know that I get more excited about this the more I look into it. And I will say, WizKids games in general, I haven't really tried a lot of them. I've tried Mage Knight, which is fantastic. I've tried Dungeons & Dragons, Lords of Waterdeep, which is also fantastic. But I haven't tried like all the, Drizzt to Erdin ones or Temple of Elemental Evil. I haven't done those. I just haven't gotten into them. And so their line of D&D games specifically, I mean, they have other games too. They have Clash of Cultures, which is fantastic. But their D&D line of games, I have only played Lords of Waterdeep. It's the only one I've played. Which is very different from all the other ones they have. And so I'm excited, but hesitant. I don't know if this will be good or not, but I kind of hope it's fun. It says tape, doesn't it? Tape. Curses tape. Tape is gone. Tape is gone. That wasn't coming off, and I was like, there's a problem here. So, here we got some of the miniatures. Kobolds. I'm assuming these are kobolds. I know enough about like subclasses and things to show you these over here. They're nice. I mean, it says kobolds. It says kobolds on the basis I'm right. I'm clearly right. Let's focus. Look at these guys. Here we got our first 2 kobolds. There's 25 miniatures, so we'll go ahead and show you everything, because why not? Those are our first 2 miniatures. Then we have our second 2 miniatures, which are basically the same miniature, but we're going to show you both of them, because this 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, plus 5. There's 25 miniatures to go through. Let's do it. So, we're down. 4 of 25 are done. More kobolds over here. More adorable little kobolds. They're small, by the way. These are small guys. Like, if you're looking for, like, heft or 32mm or whatever it is, these are small. We'll get to some larger ones shortly, but these are not those larger ones. We have goblins over here. We got a bunch of goblins coming your way. These are the various minions. And again, I believe these are all used in other Wizards of the Coast product lines already. So these are not new. Whether or not they've been painted, I don't have that knowledge, but these ones so far are not new. But once we get to the characters and the mini-bosses, those apparently will be new. So we'll have 8 new characters, I think. I think all the 8 characters are new. It's the rest that are not. More goblins for you over here. Just focusing. There we go. And the paint job's decent. I wonder if a wash would improve these. Like, I do wonder. I need to mess around with more washes, but I might mess around with this. I don't know. Like, it looks like there's already a wash on them. I could be wrong. They don't have a pure flatness. They don't have a pure flatness in them, but nor are they perfect at what they're doing. But we have Rihanna and... No, we gotta do minions first. We'll do those guys last. All minions first, then characters. I'll show you all the stuff that's not new yet. So we got 8 down. We got 17 to go. I can do math. I'm a big boy. Here we got the bugbears. Bugbears! No owlbears, but we got bugbears. Here we go. Bugbears. Look at these guys. Yeah, and I did watch the D&D movie, by the way. No spoilers here. I'm not gonna mess anything up, but I did watch the D&D movie. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Was it amazing? No. Was it fun? Yeah. It's the Need for Speed line of movies for me. I mean, to say that we got more bugbears here. It's the Need for Speed line of movies, but just to say it's entertaining. It's not amazing. It's not incredible. I did not, like, cry myself to sleep that night in awe. I did not walk around telling everyone I know how amazing it is and you should watch it, because I do that sometimes. Granted, it's the rarity, but I do it sometimes. Here's characters. We have Rihanna and Mertz over here. But yeah, I thought it was totally fine. I thought it did a good job of I mean, in general, I like the actors. I like Chris Pine a lot. I've liked Chris Pine. You know what? This is something I've said this in video before. I still take credit for it. I liked Chris Pine before. It's cool to like Chris Pine. This is a video way back in the day with Lindsay Lohan and Chris Pine, and I don't remember what the name of the movie is, but it's something to do with luck. And the whole movie is about Lindsay Lohan like having no luck, or he has no luck. He has no luck, Lindsay Lohan has all the luck, and then their luck switches, and so it's almost like a Freaky Friday style of movie, which is ironic because Lindsay Lohan was in Freaky Friday, but it has that kind of switch, and they lose luck and gain each other's luck and all that stuff. And Chris Pine was in that movie. And I remember watching that. This is before anyone knew who he was. Like, seriously, think of the first time you watched a Chris Pine movie. This movie predates that movie. And I remember watching that movie and thinking to myself that I never liked Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Never once. I liked the other Spider-Mans to different degrees, but I liked both the other ones. But Tobey Maguire was not my jam. No offense to the actor. Just as the Spider-Man, he didn't work for me. I remember watching that movie about luck or whatever it was, and thinking to myself, this character, Chris Pine, perfectly portrayed a person who is both clumsy and all over the place, and then super cool on the top of it. I thought it was amazing, and I was like, he should have been Spider-Man. And he wasn't. But he did become like other superhero stuff and tons of other movies and famous action person. So another one of the Chris's, but I called that one. The other ones didn't call him at all. When I watched Parks and Rec and everyone liked Chris Pratt, I didn't care about Chris Pratt at all. I thought he was a super annoying character. He was supposed to be a super annoying character. It worked. I thought he was super annoying. I liked him more as the show went on, but initially I was not a Chris Pratt fan, so I didn't call that one. But I take credit for Chris Pine. Credit might be a bit egotistic. I called Chris Pine. Let's go with that. Anyways, we have over here Calyx and Ivar. Oh my gosh, they named a character after the board game shelves that we have over here. And Ivar. That also honestly sounds like it could be IKEA furniture. I'm not even lying. Ivar sounds exactly like it could be like the set of shelves, not the shelves, the set of like, I don't know, benches that you buy alongside the Calyxes. So we have the Calyx shelves and the Ivar bench that you're going to buy. That is legitimately, like, look it up. I wonder if Ivar is a piece of IKEA furniture. I would not be surprised. Then we have Gaines and Nari over here. Okay, I think that it's a little bit ironic to have Gaines flexing her muscles. I think that's just like a little obvious. She's got those gains. And Nari over here. There we go. These people here. And we got two more before we go to the mini bosses. I'll have to read those to see if there's any names. We have Bonnie and not Clyde, but Udain. I like Udain. Oh, this might be my favorite miniature. What class is she? I don't know. Is there a bard already? Because if she's not a bard, she might be swinging her instrument. Or is this the bard? I don't know. Either way, we'll take a look later. But here we go. So these two, you see we got Bonnie and Udain. I like Udain. Looks very cleric based. It might be a cleric. I wonder if it's a cleric. I want to look if it's a cleric. I'm looking. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Gotta bear with me. Cleric! She's a cleric. I called it. She had that look. Like a paladin or a cleric. Listen, I don't know D&D, but I know some fantasy tropes. I'm not completely ignorant, just partially ignorant. Let's go through some more things. Now, this guy could really benefit from a wash. He looks a little flat, but he has a name. His name is Hill Giant, and he's smashing the ground with his giant acrylic base. Let's show you this guy. Less impressed. Like, he's bigger, sure, but, like, bigger is not always better, and I don't particularly love the sculpt. It's okay. It does the job. Then we have this guy over here, which I already like more because it's more nuanced and it's just like a snake person. Snake person's better than random half-naked giant person. I don't mind the half-naked part. If the sculpt was better, I wouldn't care. The sculpt does not look intimidating. It looks like I can dance around him. Now, I do like this person over here, Elder Alblex. I do like this a lot. Look at that. That's fun. That's cool. I don't know exactly what's happening over there, but I do like that situation. Is it D&D related? Is it something I don't know? Almost certainly. But I like it. I do like it. Okay, we're putting that down. Then we got two more over here. These both look fine. We have the Ogre and the Iron Golem. The Iron Golem is actually probably... No, the Alblex is my coolest one. Oobleck. Do you ever read the Dr. Seuss book about Oobleck? That's a good one over there. You should read that if you want goo and Oobleck stuff. That's all the Oobleck stuff you ever need. The Oobleck's invading the kingdom of... I can't remember what the kingdom's name is. But you see, here we got the Iron Golem. I do like this guy. Got nice shading to it. Overall, pretty decent. But yeah, the miniatures don't blow me away. Honestly, I don't mind the miniatures. I'm happy to have pre-painted miniatures. I think they look good. Should you be getting the $200 premium version to get the painted miniatures? That's a decision for you. I don't know if I would. That extra $100 for these miniatures, I'm skeptical that I would personally. But the game I'm interested in. Uh-oh. I think these were oriented a certain way. Now I'm understanding more why. Yeah, I understand more now. But the game I'm very interested in. I want to play this game. I'm looking forward to playing this game. I hope I like the game. I don't know if I like the game. It's okay if I don't like the game. But I am excited about the game. Now I'm wondering if I used the word anyways at any point since I last said I wouldn't. I didn't say I wouldn't. I said I would try not to. Which is a different sentence entirely. Okay. This doesn't feel like it's going to fit. I mean, granted, I didn't, like, punch things, but, like... Was I foolish about how I did this? I think I was foolish. I think this is specifically supposed to go around the boards. I think this is supposed to go in that way. So we're going to put this back in. So we're going to put this like so. And again, granted, the stuff on top, this punch board stuff. So the punch board stuff we can put on top. But I think the maps go underneath. like over there. So like we have this situation here, and that way there's a little bit of room around them, and we can still put this in over on top without it being an issue. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Uh-oh, no. Uh-oh. I'm causing issues here. I'm causing issues. Let's go back and try that again. There we go. Okay, there we go. I think, there we go. We're making progress. And this will go on top. Maybe this will go on bottom for the punch board's sake to keep it all level, but it makes sense. And I'm going to keep this bad boy out because I'm reading the rules to this today, tonight, or tomorrow. One of those three. Definitely one of those three. No, not today. Tonight. Or tomorrow. That is Trials of Tempus, the board game, Dungeons & Dragons from WizKids. I am excited for this game. I want to play this. It looks cool. It looks like my jam. I'm curious about that 2-hour time frame. We'll see. But it looks like powers and abilities and blasting people and playing cards and doing fun things and having different goals to go for. It looks like the skirmish game I'll kind of enjoy. Now, make no mistake, I may be back in 2 weeks telling you, hey, by the way, it was okay. But that's it. Or I may be back telling you that I'm actually pretty happy with it. We'll find out, but I will be back telling you something. That part's for sure. In any case, and until next time, thanks for bearing with me through this. I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I hope you have a good one.